usual, I'm a couple of minutes late. I do apologise. So, funny story to start the podcast or episode or whatever you want to call this, basically. Um, so, I knew that it was like 10:25, 26. I was like, right, I need to go and get water, get my mic stand, and so on and so forth, because I've just been trying to write one of my Substack articles, which I'm currently trying to write at the moment. For those of you who end up watching it, I'm actually, let me just have a look, I am writing it on this guy. Yes, former AEW alumni CM Punk, who probably is not very popular with my fellow AEW fans. Yes, I'm currently writing that, and that'll be with you shortly. Long story short, basically, I ended up in the weeds, basically, trying to write this article, and it got to 10:26, and I was like, well, I need to start getting ready now and stuff. And long story short, I went to go and grab my mic stand, which lives, obviously you can't see it if you're listening on podcast, but basically I'm pointing behind the mic stand at the minute. And there was no mic stand. And I was like, where the bloody hell is my mic stand? And as it turned out, my missus has hidden the mic stand. Cue delirium running around the house trying to find where the mic stand was. And basically, this won't make much sense, but she's put it behind our shoe rack, basically. So, yes, that was why I was a couple of minutes late on, so I apologise. And I will be having a quiet word with Mrs. Meta about that first thing tomorrow morning. Hopefully, she's not listening. But yes, welcome. Oh, let's have a look. Leo Spider. Yes, of course I remember you, mate. Of course I remember you. You've got the best blooming YouTube handle name, dude. How you doing, pal? You all right? Yes, just very briefly, folks. So if you see me turning my head at the minute, it's not me being rude. I'm just trying to. If anyone's familiar with Substack, I'm just trying to upload pictures to my article at the same time so I can get this sent off and get it logged on the channel. So you'll be able to see a link for that shortly. So apologies for being rude. Let me just add up the next picture. Yep, that'll do. Yeah, so welcome everyone, he says. Yeah, so I'm going to be talking mostly about AEW and a couple of other random bits and pieces and wrestling in general and funny stuff that's happened to me over the last couple of days. Seriously, like, I don't know what is going on this week in my life at the minute. So, I'm just trying to think exactly what's happened. Let's see. Liverpool lost to Wolves, which I discovered as I was about to go into the pub. And basically, I walked into the pub to try and get a drink, and basically saw Wolves via, I think it was Andre scoring the winning goal, and literally it was like the Grandpa Simpson meme, as I said last night. I literally saw that and went do 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 do, and just walked straight back out again. I then got horrendously is drunk still a thing with the kids? I don't know. I had a bit to drink, to say the least. What else has happened? I yesterday managed to get myself in the middle of a Hollywood filming production in the middle of Leeds, which was very, very random. And I actually walked past Kingsley Ben Adair. Only I didn't realise I'd walked past Kingsley Ben Adair. So for anyone who's wondering what the hell I'm talking about, Kingsley Ben Adair, if you don't know him, is the guy who played Bob Marley in the Marley film, and also he's been in loads of other stuff, and also he was in that god-awful Secret Invasion. In fact, he was one of the only good people in that Marvel series, which was an absolute pile of crap, as most of you will probably know. And he walked past me in the street, so I'm sat there trying to film and take up. There's loads of shorts that are on my channel at the minute, and I'm trying to look for big Hollywood stars, and it turns out I was sat next to the bloke while he was having a cup of tea, and I had no idea who it was. That was this week. What else? Oh, let me just read the comments as well. Sorry, I was not reading the comments. Hey Cheryl, how you doing? You all right? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Leo Spider said, hi Leo again. Are you in the UK? I am, Leo, yes, I'm in Leeds in England. Leeds in West Yorkshire. Sorry, I'm just turning away again to add this other stupid photo, which I haven't finished doing yet. But yeah, I live in Leeds, Leo. Very cool name, by the way. That was my father's name. He's no longer with us, so I do appreciate that name. That's very, very cool. Is there light for you outside? No, Leo, I'm not outside today. I've actually done a couple of my live streams. Um, I did one after the Liverpool game on Tuesday in the middle of Leeds, where basically there were people looking at me like I was like a serial killer or something because I was in the middle of Leeds ranting and raving about how utterly dreadful Liverpool were against Wolverhampton Wanderers. But yeah, it was a whole thing. Let's have a look. Is it dark for me? I have to go now. I'll try to join next time. No problem, Leo. Nice to see you again, mate. You're always welcome anytime, pal. Let's have a look. Annie, I can't even read that. Anna Romney. Hi. I'll just call you Yomi because I'm not totally sure. Sorry, Yomi. My glasses are horrendous. And as for look, a Richard head. How was Epstein Island, dude? Probably not as good as your mum, pal. Yes, let's get rid of him. Yes, there we go. I do apologise for that, folks, but like, I do like a one-liner, and I'm not having people taking the mick out of me and basically accusing me of what he's just accused me of. So if you do, you get an insult back. Simple as that. Yes, and quite why anyone would wish to make fun of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein on a random live stream that they don't even want to be on is beyond me, but what can you do? Let's have a look. Boris, what's up, y'all? Hello, Boris. Oh, yes, Boris. Yes, you've actually got Boris there. You need any signage? HQ signs? HQ signs. I think I'm all right for signage, dude. I think. I'm not sure. Um, talk some graps, fam. I was in wrestling. Yes, what I'm about to. I am about to, dude. Let me just have a look. Yeah, so talking about AEW tonight. Dang, bro, I'm traumatized after watching the last guy on live stream. Oh, thank you, Goated. I'm glad I traumatized people. Wow. Neon sign. Oh, I see what you mean, HQ. Yeah, to be honest, HQ, like whenever I go on live, because I'm very, very basic. I have been thinking of putting like I see what you mean. I think I've been thinking about putting a sign here saying the AEW show or the Liverpool show or whatever. And long story short, I'm a very lazy man, and I really cannot be asked half the time. Which is really bad because I should make an effort, but like, yeah, whatever. Yes, no, I do actually have some signage upstairs. I've actually got. I keep forgetting to do this. Actually, I've actually got an AEW banner. It's like one of the, one of those massive things that you've got that you get from like wrestling events where you can get like free posts and stuff. I have actually got an AEW one, and I keep saying to myself that I need to bring it down and decorate this a little bit, and then half the time I'm just like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm just gonna do a live stream. But there you go. But yes, I will talk some graps, Boris. What you drinking? Lager, dark fruits, vodka. Oh, dude, seriously, I would love to. I would love to, Boris. I would love to. And don't tempt me, by the way. Just obviously you can't see, but in that room next door, there is a very lovely bottle of rum. But I still have one more day's worth of work tomorrow, and as tempting as it would be, I'm not sure about waltzing into work, three sheets to the wind, to be honest. But believe you me, mate, after the week I've just had, I'm very, very, very tempted. Let's have a look. So it's just water, Boris, basically. I can do that hard work. We just need a convo. I'll come up with something, set a budget, etc. Well, you can do HQ, but you'll have to try and find someone with money, because in terms of money, I pretty much don't have any. Like most people in the UK, I got paid last week, and basically I have a wife and a son, and basically all that money is gone. Shout out to all the working lads out there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So in terms of wrestling, guys, just the usual spiel. Right, this will be on YouTube podcast, and it will be on YouTube video. For the usual subscribers who usually watch me, blah 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 blah. It'll be on about midday tomorrow, something along those lines. Anyway, AEW. I thought it was bloody brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We had Kevin Knight versus MJF. I wasn't too enamoured when I heard that MJF was fighting Kevin Knight. I was just like, why? What are we doing here? What's the point in that? To be fair to Mr. Knight, he was very, very good. There was some sick moves in it as well. Like, literally, there was this one, I'm trying to think how to describe it, where Knight basically, MJF's on the outside, and Knight basically gets he gets onto the top rope and sort of backflips off it, but he sort of runs at the top rope, jumps, and then backflips off to MJF. That was really, really good. MJF obviously got the victory, and then started stomping on Knight. And then Speedball Mike Bailey came out, and also Hangman. Mike Bailey actually punched MJF and kicked him and basically got him out of the ring. And we thought that was the end of MJF. As those of you who will know Dynamite, who have seen Dynamite even, will know that was not the end of MJF, because he did cause rather a stir at the end of said broadcast. So that was a really good start. Second thing that I've got to say. Oh, let me have a look. Fair enough. I bet your viewers would appreciate it. I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would, HQ. Like I said, I'll do your deal, mate. I will bring some signage next week, because like I said, I'd say this to people all the time. I don't just do wrestling. I also cover like Liverpool horror, Comic Cons, toys, and this, that, and the other. So I have been thinking of like different backgrounds and stuff. The stupid thing is, I have so many. Those canvas painted things that you get. I've got so many of those, dude. Literally, I've got like comic book ones. I've got like a massive Avengers Infinity War. And all I've got to do basically is just me being a lazy bugger, but all I've got to do basically is walk upstairs 10 minutes before this, put something behind me, Bob's your uncle, and instead I've got random pictures of the wives. And what is that anyway? Do you know, I've known my wife 15 years and I have absolutely no idea what that is, to be honest. I didn't even know it was there until about 10 minutes ago. Anyway, so yeah, no, I will try and get some backgrounds too, because I have got plenty of them. It's just a case of me getting myself organised and maybe bringing some downstairs. Any hoodle doodle. Match of the night. I know this is early for match of the night, but shout out to Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors, and also Dave Finlay, who made his debut tonight because he's just left New Japan Pro Wrestling. That match was bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was just organised bedlam and chaos. Gabe Kidd is... This is a bit of a statement, but I think Gabe Kidd at the moment is one of the best professionals on the entire planet. He is probably, for me, one of the best heel workers in the world. Just because he looks like a nasty piece of shit, basically, which is a horrible thing to say about one of my own countrymen. But just in general, the way he put, I'm sure he's a nice bloke in like non-kayfabe life, if you like, but like honestly, his character is just... You look at him, obviously you don't, well, my age, you don't believe in that wrestling is obviously quote unquote real, because obviously we know it is, and obviously it's work. But Gabe he's so convincing, and he puts so much effort into his character work. In fact, it's not even effort. That is just him with the volume turned up. You can tell when wrestlers are phoning it in. You can tell when people are authentic. And Gabe Kidd is incredible, absolutely incredible. And he's doing some brilliant work at the minute. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin really good in this match. Darby is just... I saw his interview the other day. I don't know if any of you guys watched Chris Van Vliet. I really like Chris Van Vliet. I love the way he does his interviews and stuff, because like people are so relaxed and he's proper chilled, and he's not he's not pushy, and he just has a conversation with the wrestlers as opposed to trying to get dirt on them and stuff. So yeah, I really like Chris, but Darby Allin on that was just, he was just brilliant. Like, he was just talking about when he went, oh, still some mystery left, still some mystery left, Boris, absolutely. Um, but he was on there the other day, Darby Allin, just talking about Everest, going, yeah, I knew I might die in this, that, and the other, and yeah, I've been involved in car wrecks, and yeah, I got hit by a bus, but it's all right because I don't feel any pain. And you just sat there going, Jesus Christ, I yelled when I had a paper cut the other day. And this lad's like, oh yeah, I just walked up Everest and so on and so forth. But there we go. Hey, Johnny Law, you're all right. Randy will beat whoever at WrestleMania. Well, Johnny, I think he will be beating, just to go to WWE for a minute, I think he will be beating Cody Rhodes. That's actually my prediction. I think Cody will lose to Randy Orton. Randy Orton will win 15 times. Well, he'll be the 15-time champion, sorry, and I can see Cody turning heel at WrestleMania, because I've been thinking about this. Funnily enough, that Substack article that I'm trying to write at the minute is actually about that. I don't see a world where you come out of WrestleMania with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes all still as baby faces. I don't know why, but there's something telling me that's just a bit top heavy. It's kind of what AEW have had to do with Swerve, which I don't totally agree with, because I'm not booing Swerve Strickland in a month Sundays, because Swerve is like pretty much my favourite wrestler. But I just don't see a world where those four lads all come out of that as baby faces. I think it's either going to be, I don't think it will be Roman, but I could easily see Punk or Cody turning heel. Maybe even both of them. I don't know. Because I mean, I suppose in terms of the heel side, it's a bit unfair, but there's not that much maybe in WWE at the minute. Maybe they could do with like having like a super over evil heel. Yeah, who knows? But to answer your thing, dude, I reckon Randy Orton will beat Cody Rhodes, because unfortunately, and I'm really quite sad about this, I don't see Drew McIntyre going to WrestleMania now. I just think it's written in the stars whereby Rhodes is going to go over on Drew. Oh, I mean, unless they turn it into a triple threat match, obviously. But I do feel really sorry for Drew. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully, I'm wrong. And maybe Cody ends up in a feud with Brock Lesnar or something. I don't know, or something like that. Because I just think it's super unfair not to give Drew his WrestleMania moment. Because I mean, that lad has worked his arse off, and he's been denied twice. Once by COVID, and once by the cash in from Damian Priest a couple of years ago. I would like to see Drew McIntyre just literally hold that title above his head just once and say, I am the winning champion at WrestleMania, but I just don't see that happening now. Unless, of course, it's going to be Drew versus Randy. I would probably suggest not, because that's been done to death, basically. But there we go. Who are you? I just got here. Hello, David. I am Leon. How are you? Yes, I talk about wrestling and Liverpool and Comic Cons and horror and anything cool, basically. Sometimes anime, cartoons, the works, basically, hence the name Geek Boy Meta. What was the other cool thing, speaking of which, that happened? Oh, yes. Just wanted to say, and I've done a short about this as well, because the weird week I've just had. Like I say, it's just been a week of ups and downs. I had the news about Bruce Campbell. Like I've spoken about that a couple of times this week, which I was gutting. Shout out to Bruce. Us Deadites are all with you. Ashy Slashy. Yeah, we're all here for you, mate. Obviously, there was the Liverpool loss. Then I saw a Hollywood movie being produced about 10 minutes from my house in central Leeds, which was very, very strange. Didn't realise that the bloke from Secret Invasion had just walked past me with a cup of tea, despite the fact I was trying to vlog it. I did actually manage to get him on camera, funnily enough, but I didn't realise it was him until, funnily enough, my mother, of all people, texted me and said, you do realise that bloke from Secret Invasion was in Leeds today, and I was like, what? So I looked back through my videos and I was like, you stupid bastard, basically, and I was just like, you've literally walked past that man, seriously. I mean, I wouldn't have stuck the camera in his face, obviously, but I might have like found a well placed bush and kind of just hid behind and waved him and stuff. But the other weird thing that happened today, what was the weird thing that happened? Oh, yes. So, a lot of you will know that I am. Where's my pendant? I don't know if you guys can see that. That's my Ghana pendant because I'm actually British Ghanaian. Um, and I found out to my delight today that my, well, second country, if you like, are actually coming to Britain. And the mighty Ghana, who I saw last year, unfortunately lose to Nigeria, which is a very big sore point. Think England versus Scotland, but with Jollof instead. Um, I actually saw them at Brentford, but Ghana are actually going to be playing Wales at the Cardiff City Stadium. So just a very quick announcement for everyone. Yes, I will be going, and yes, I will be in attendance in amongst 20,000 Welsh fans, and I will be cheering for the Black Stars. But yes, that's a whole other vlog on other parts of this channel if you are not a football fan. If you are a football fan, Ghana are coming to Great Britain, which is good because we need to tune up for that like mediocre team that were playing in the second round, the second game of the tournament in the World Cup. Anyway, oh dear, what abuse and stick am I going to get now? Let me have a look. Brock versus Undertaker again. Johnny, you're not going to get Brock versus Undertaker, mate. It's not. It is not going to happen, pal. Taker will win. I'm not sure if the Undertaker could do his shoes up at the moment without help from Michelle McCall. To be honest, man, I'm not really seeing him dealing with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I actually think Brock will. See, I've got 4 people I reckon Brock Lesnar are going to face. Cody Rhodes, if Cody does get screwed over and they keep Cody as a baby. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar would be awesome. It sells itself and it gives them another main event match. Brock Lesnar against Obafemi would probably be my pick, and I would have Brock Lesnar put over because you always get those people like who can beat Brock Lesnar. I mean, Obafemi is basically the same size as Brock Lesnar, give or take. And he's one of the few human beings in that company who could give him a run for his money. If not that, Jacob Fatu is an option. And then the fourth option, and the only one I can think of, to be honest, if it's an open challenge, is Bron Breakker, but they just do it as a surprise. So, you know how they did with Joe Hendry last year when he faced Randy? Maybe they do it as a surprise, like they did with Seth Rollins and Cody way back when, about 4 or 5 years ago. So, to answer your question, Johnny, I reckon it'll be Brock. I reckon it will be, out of all of them. See, I don't know if they're going to keep Obafemi with Rusev now, and I am actually quite looking forward to that because I think it'll be a good match, but I don't want it at WrestleMania. You see, randomly, Trick Williams would be quite entertaining, but like, I'm not sure if you can have Trick Williams. I know he's super popular, but I'm not sure if you can have Trick Williams going over on Brock Lesnar, because I think that would piss a lot of people off. If I had the choice, I'd probably say Bron Breakker for me personally, but we'll have to see what creative comes up with. Speaking of creative, let me have a look. Hi, yeah, you're all right. Hello, I hope you're well. Looks like Tottenham are on course for relegation. I was going to say, yeah, you're literally good. This is going to end up being. I mean, from Arsenal's point of view, if Arsenal won all 4 trophies and Tottenham relegated, you're going to have Arsenal fans like dying of pure joy with simultaneous heart attacks, basically. Like, my equivalent of that would be Liverpool winning all 4 trophies just as my hometown club, Leeds United, relegated Man United down the road from my house. I mean, I can't can't even process that. That would just be, I think I would start crying, to be honest, more than cheering. But yeah, it's not looking good for them. I feel quite bad actually because my old fella, like I say, is no longer with us. He was a Spurs fan. No doubt he'll be sat on his cloud because he was a very stoic Ghanaian man, and he'll just be sat there going, and just not reacting to it. He wouldn't have been surprised at all. Dad was quite used to Tottenham losing, but I mean, I mean, sorry folks if you've come here for wrestling, by the way, I do apologise, but just in general, I mean, this isn't, I'm not being funny with this, isn't Stoke City or someone like that we're talking about. This is Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I mean, they have been in the top flight since before I was born. I mean, I'm 46 this year. Um, I I've only ever known Tottenham be in the Premier or the Division One, as we used to call it back in the day. Um, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that performance. Funnily enough, I've just watched the highlights just before I came on, as well, which is another reason I was like, sorry, by the way, because I was pissing about watching the Tottenham match, but I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, I thought Liverpool were appalling against Wolves. We looked like AC Milan in 1994 compared to that shit tonight. It was I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the penalty. I mean, what Mickey van der Ven was. I mean, what's he doing? I mean, dude, it's one of these. You've got a whole half of football. Just let the bloke score. Simple as that. Let him score. And you let off a bit of steam in the dressing room, you think, right, it's still 1-1, we'll go out and win it in the second half. But just to pull him back, knowing fully well you're going to get red carded and concede the penalty, is just. I mean, Mickey van der Ven is one of those ones we're linked with. Well, I mean, if he's going to play like that, no, thank you, you're all right. Although I have been thinking about this, if Tottenham do go down, a lot of those players are going to have built-in relegation clauses whereby they can go for set figures. I mean, I know I've just said I don't want Mickey van der Ven, but if it's Mickey van der Ven at a Tottenham fire sale where they've got to get rid of him for like, I don't know, 25 million quid, then possibly. I also feel really sad for Conor Gallagher because he's actually got to go back to Atletico Madrid in like, what is it, a couple of weeks' time with Tottenham, and it's just like, mate, you lived in Madrid. You were, what, fourth or third in La Liga, living a pretty nice life, getting well paid, Champions League, all good, and you came back to join Tottenham Hotspur to get into the World Cup squad, which you may now not do because Tottenham are pretty rubbish. I mean, it's not the best choice in the world. Let's have it right. Let's have a look. What did you think of Danhausen debut jumping ship? Boris. Well, yes, funnily enough, glad someone's asked that question. I thought the reaction to Danhausen, not in terms of the criticism. If you didn't like the angle, fair play, that's fine. It's everyone's own call. I thought the reaction to Danhausen was appalling by some people in respect of, like I said first, if you looked at it and went, I didn't like that, that sucked, that's fine. Absolutely fine. The wrestling's about opinions. I might like some stuff in wrestling people don't like. I like technical, scientific wrestling and sitting down and watching like a match for 20 to 25 minutes, maybe half an hour. Other people just want to see a 5-minute match with loads of high spots, and it's fine. Other people want to see just violent wrestling, Texas death matches. Other people want to see Japanese New Japan Pro Wrestling. Everyone's got a style, and that's absolutely fine. What I don't appreciate is Danhausen, as I discovered the other day, being personally DM'd, calling him basically an arsehole and all sorts, and like making threats and stuff. And it's like, guys, seriously, like, what is that about? He's a wrestler. I mean, I'm not saying wrestling is acting, but that is his wrestling character. I've seen Danhausen interviewed again on Chris Van Vliet, and do you know what? He's a lovely, lovely bloke, very, very decent young man who's just trying to earn a living. And did I think the debut was brilliant? I thought it was quite funny, actually, to be completely. The bit that made me laugh was when he gave Michael Cole those teeth. That did make me chuckle. But me and my son watched it, and we basically did this to each other when it ended. We were like, and my son was like, "Daddy, who's that?" Because he watches AEW a little bit with me, but he doesn't watch loads of AEW, so he didn't really know who Danhausen was. And I was like, "That's Danhausen." He was like, "Does Danhausen usually have Elvira um, uh, um, dancers with him?" And I was like, sometimes I think he had some dancers with him, but that was really weird. Anyway, long story short, it was fine. I wasn't personally offended by it. I thought it was actually quite funny in places, but I mean the reaction to it, like the thing that I didn't understand, Boris, to be honest. Sorry, this is a bit of a long-winded answer. The thing that I didn't understand from the crowd in Chicago, so they had CM Punk win, they had Rhea Ripley win, Randy Orton, who they were cheering to the rafters, won, and who was the other? Oh, AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife. Now, I'm not a resident of Chicago, but you would think, bearing in mind AJ and Punk both live there. Obviously, Randy Orton's always had a good reaction in Chicago, especially in the United. What's that arena? Oh my God, what is it called? Someone let us know in the comments. The famous arena in Chicago is it the Union Center. I forget what it's called now. Anyway, so Randy's always had a good reception there, and obviously Rhea Ripley super over. Now you'd think with all those four things, and three out of the four were really good matches. I would be sat there as a Punk fan going, "Do you know what? I've had a pretty decent night," but everyone afterwards, like literally all over the world, would just commenting on Danhausen. It was just like, dude, it was like a 3 minute intro for a new wrestler. It's like, sorry, am I missing something here? It's like, surely that wasn't more important than CM Punk or like Rhea Ripley winning. I mean, seriously, what are we doing? I just thought it just went way over the top. So I'm glad Danhausen, to be honest, mate, had a good night last night. I did love that bit where he cursed Dominic Mysterio because there was a lot of people. I think more people last night, Monday night, knew who Danhausen was, and it got a big cheer. I think he's going to do quite well with WWE. I think he's basically going to be there horror-esque Santino Marella. What do I think of him jumping ship? I don't, to be honest, as much as I'm an AEW fan, Boris, I don't blame Danhausen at all. He, at the end of the day, look, he wasn't being used by Tony Khan. I mean, I like Tony Khan, don't get me wrong, and the booking's been a hell of a lot better for AEW, but I don't like this thing where when he's had enough of a wrestler, he just, I wouldn't say buries them, but I mean, you've had it with Rusev, you've had it with, Miro, obviously, Alistair Black, you've had this ridiculous situation with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. You've had it with, to an extent, with Danhausen. I'm trying to think who else. It's like, Tony Khan sometimes has all these shiny toys in a big box, and he gets distracted by a shiny light in the corner. He's like, "Wow, a new toy," and then just basically chucks the other toy away, and you never hear of him again. I mean, there's like, I know Jay White's injured at the minute, but is he actually injured? What's going on with him? It's like you never get an update with TK, basically. And who was the other one? Yeah, it's happened to quite a few AEW wrestlers. So, like I said, I really enjoy AEW, and they're a hell of a lot better place than when obviously they had the Punk. As much as I'm a CM Punk fan, the Punk fiasco and a horrendous and appalling 7 or 8 months afterwards. They've done a hell of a lot of work to put it back together. And like I said, I'm really enjoying AEW at the minute, dude. But like, I just wish Tony would stop dropping these clangers. I mean, again, like, they've just signed Tommaso Ciampa, brought him in, huge publicity, all that business. And I checked Collision the other day, and I think he'd lost again. And I'm like, he's been there for a cup of coffee. Like, what are we doing? This is, I don't know. It's just one of my few complaints about Tony Khan. But as I say, I am an AEW stan, and you know what? one thing I'll give Tony Khan is this: no one ever thought that there would ever be another company that could. I mean, they don't compete with WWE because obviously the viewing figures are nowhere near, obviously. But to be fair to Tony Khan and the Khans, because obviously he's funded by his dad, to have now a expansion second promotion that is literally getting, despite what people will tell you, millions of people through all sorts of social media, on TNT, on Catch Up, on wherever you watch AW, on Fight, where I watch it sometimes, to have something like that in the world, where you get in, I don't know, between, AEW's numbers vary, between 600,000 and what, I don't know, 1 million on a good day. I mean, people take the piss, but it is actually a hell of an achievement, and the fact they've been there for 6 or 7 years is something to be proud of for me. So, yeah, basically. Swig of water. Hey, I'm him. I'm still not saying it. Do you think Tottenham will bounce back up if they get relegated? Dude, I don't know. I mean, if you go through the list, Kulishevsky will leave. James Maddison will leave. I mean, I can't imagine Slank is going to want to stay in the Championship. He's going to leave. Mickey van der Ven, absolutely no chance he'll want to leave. That nutcase Argentinian bloke they've got, whose name I can never remember, who goes round thinking he's Brock Lesnar, funnily enough. What is his name? Someone let me know. Is it Romero? Christian Romero, that's it. Yeah, there's not a chance he's playing in the Championship for a start off. Couple of their fullbacks, they're not going to want to be there. Conor Gallagher, there's no chance he's playing in the Championship now. I think if Tottenham go, I mean, they're going to have to sell players anyway. I think Tottenham would have to get rid of. I think they'd have to get rid of between 12 and 15 players just to keep afloat. I mean, obviously, they are going to be the most well-supported club in the Championship, and the good thing is with the ticket sales and stuff, Tottenham will. I mean, if Tottenham went down, I mean, for example, I used to live in Derby. If Derby don't go up this season, Derby will fill that away end. And every single Championship team will fill that away. I mean, you've got London clubs like QPR and Charlton for a start off. They would fill every single away end for the Championship, so that they'll have money coming in. If Tottenham go down, it'll be a love of Leeds United. They will be on every single week in the Championship, just because of the fact that people will want to laugh at Spurs, for want of a better phrase. So, but they'd have to rebuild the team, and you'd have to. If Tottenham went down, like, when Newcastle went down a few years ago and they had Rafa, and Rafa took them straight back up, they'd have to do something like that. They'd have to get good quality, good level Championship players. There is no way that squad is going to get back up from the Championship as it is now, because they'd get eaten alive in the Championship. So that I think they'd have to get rid of between 15 and 16 players and replace them with 7 to 8, is my opinion. Do I think they'd get back up? Yes, eventually. But to be honest, I'm him. I don't think they'd get back at the first attempt, no. I think they'd be there for a couple of years. I'd so prefer if this was Manchester United. I really would. But yes, sadly, you don't always get your wish. Or Everton would have been quite amusing as well. And I actually thought we were going to get rid of them. But Everton are basically Jason Voorhees. You think you've killed the little bastard, and every single time they get back up, unfortunately. So there you go. There you go. What do you know about MLS in the UK? Hello, Monster Tune. I watch it sporadically. I'm not a regular viewer by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, I watch. Is it LA Galaxy? Not LA Galaxy. The other one that Messi plays for. Oh, for the love of God, I've completely forgot. Remind me who they're called. I'm gonna look really stupid now because I have this thing in my brain. Sometimes I forget really obvious things. So just remind me. But I watch. Basically, long story short, I watched quite a few of the things that Lionel Messi's involved in for the MLS. By the way, didn't he have some sort of did he have a kick-off there the other day? Oh, my computer wants to renew something now. Go away, computer. Oh, no. I would not like to take your antivirus. Thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard something. I was reading in the Guardian the other day. Did Lionel Messi try to punch someone in a locker room or do something with a referee or something like that? It was a split second thing that I read something. I was like, that doesn't sound like Lionel Messi to me. But yeah, no, I don't watch as much, dude, as I would have back in the day before I became a father. I would watch any football, mate, that you would care to put on. I used to watch the Bundesliga every single week. I watched La Liga with the boys. So basically, very quick story, but me and the lads would, because we were all drinkers back in the day, we would basically meet each other Friday after work, tell all our girlfriends that, oh, don't worry, we'll meet you at the pub at like 8 o'clock at night. And all the women would basically turn around and say, yes, of course you will. Like, no, honestly. And then we'd end up staggering in, like, just as the pubs closed at, like, something stupid like 11 o'clock at night. And then we'd carry on drinking till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, all wake up at 12 o'clock. One of us would text the other one and say, it's Middlesbrough versus Coventry. Do you want to go and watch it? And we'd be like, yeah, go on then, whatever. And then basically, long story short, we would end up in the boozer for probably between 10 and 12 hours just watching football non-stop. Get back up the next day. So this is on Sunday now. We'd watch the 12 o'clock kickoff, the 2 o'clock kickoff, the 4 o'clock kickoff, and then we'd stay to watch La Liga, and a lot of that was Barcelona and Madrid and all that. Basically, my entire life was pretty much spent watching football, watching wrestling, and drinking beer, which, as a parent with a job and lots of rubbishy adult things, actually sounds very cool at this precise moment. Anyway, let's remove that from my brain. No, that was all. That was all a long time ago, dude. But yeah, no, I would watch MLS. I would watch Bundesliga. I would watch. I think for some reason we had the Romanian Premier League on once in this booze that I used to go to called the what's it called, the Royal Oak, in Hyde Park in Leeds, and I just sat down on my own. I was just like, yeah, that'll do, and I would just watch the match. I had no idea who was actually playing, like, but you know, but yeah, I'll watch any football that's on anytime I can do. To be fair. Why is Blake Monroe still at NXT? Oh, to be honest, Monster Tune, I have no idea. This is another thing with those NXT things. I don't understand that. There's no need for it to be an NXT. I tell you what, Monster Tune, the one that really annoys me is Ethan Page. He is a star. Ethan Page is a star. He should be not competing for the world title with like Roman and Punk. I'm not suggesting that for a minute, but Ethan Page is intercontinental champion level now, potentially going to world title level in a couple of years. Why on earth he's in there, I don't. I mean, I know they've got tough stars in there, and they like to take them away from AEW and go, haha, we've put them in, relegated them to our third division kind of thing. It's just like, dude, just stop being so childish. Same thing with Ricky Saints. Does Ricky Saints need to be there? I don't think so. Again, Ricky Saints, US title, this, that, and the other. I mean, hopefully, I would imagine the night after Monday Night, after the Monday Night Raw, after WrestleMania, I would imagine the debuts will probably be Blake Monroe, who have I just said, Ethan Page. What's going on with Joe Hendry? I have no idea, because he was going to be on SmackDown, from what I was given to understand. And all of a sudden, yeah, he's in NXT. I was like, why is he in NXT for? He's literally, Joe Hendry is not far off one of the most popular professional wrestlers in the world. Why have you got him on NXT for? I don't understand that at all. So I think Hendry eventually will go to Monday Night Raw. Maybe in the next year or something. But I mean, to have Joe Hendry there, where he's like a merch machine, I have no earthly idea what that is all about. That just seems very, very odd to me. Sol Ruka's another one. Oh, someone's mentioned Sol Ruka actually. Oh yes, it's you yourself, mate. Yeah. Jade Cargill has the look, but she's awful. Oh yeah. To be honest, Monster, I've struggled with this with Jade Cargill. I don't agree that she's awful, but I just think she's very, very green. And my concern is with Jade Cargill when she was green at AEW. That's like, well, that's all right. She's only just started the business. I mean, she's been wrestling now for what, 5 years? Six, maybe? It's definitely more than four, I do know that. And like, when she first came into WWE, I thought, oh, no, she's got a good look, like you've just said. But I mean, there was like, for example, there was a match at when they went to Lyon in Paris, sorry, in France even, and it was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus I can't remember who it was, but I think they won the tag matches, and Jade Cargill. I mean, the botches were, I mean, borderline hysterical. I was just like, what is this person doing? I mean, these were just basic errors as well. She has another match with Tiffy Stratton. I don't want to pick on Jade Cargill, obviously, but there was that ridiculous spot where I think that I can't even remember what she did. I think she managed to kick her own leg off the rope, or kicked her leg onto the rope so she could get um like a rope break, but it ended up working for Stratton. And I was just sat there going, that doesn't make any sense. Why on earth would she do? And as it turned out, I mean, I think it's pretty much it was a botch. Look, people make botches. Look, LA Knight is a quality wrestler, absolutely class talent, brilliant bloke, excellent wrestler. He made a botch the other day, and look, it happens. But Cargill does make a hell of a lot of mistakes. To be honest, I would just, if I was Jade Cargill and WWE, I would just have Jade stick to her strengths, and I would just have her as just a destroyer, an absolute destroyer. She comes in, female Brock Lesnar, if you like, comes in, kicks ass, couple of power moves, like a Goldberg, basically. I mean, that's probably who she reminds me of a lot, actually. Bill Goldberg, like female version, obviously, because that'd be weird. But Goldberg was not. I'm trying to think of a polite way of putting this. He wasn't He wasn't a Dean Malenko or a Brian Danielson. Is the politest thing I would say. But Bill was very good at using what he had, which was strength. It was his power, and it was his look. And I would have Jade do that personally for me. I mean, Jade versus Rhea Ripley does sound pretty cool, to be honest. Looking forward to that, but just because they're two big, badass, powerful women, I'm just looking forward to them battering each other, basically. And that's, I think if you can get Jade with people like that, but there aren't many women like Rhea Ripley, because I mean, she is jacked. The Jordan Grace, maybe they could go back to that again, but she doesn't seem to be super over. So, like in terms of people that Jade can work with, to be honest, I don't know, but I do agree she just makes too many mistakes, in my opinion. But hopefully she will grow out of it. Basically, Sol Ruka, yeah, no, definitely agree with. I thought she was brilliant in the Royal Rumble, absolutely superb, and that finisher she does is just it's just class, absolute class. So yeah, I would have her called up as well. I really like the lady who I forget what her name is. The girl with the red hair. What's her name? They had a tag team. I can't remember what it was, but I like her look as well. I'd have her called up as well. I think there'll be quite a few call ups next WrestleMania season. I think they'll get rid of quite a few people. I can see people like Apollo Crews go in. I don't know, maybe Zelina, people like that. Basically, I think they'll replace them with quite a few of the NXT people. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's very nice of you. Yes, please like and subscribe. Yeah, thank you very much. Bavaria and Dortmund. Yeah, absolutely. Well, funnily enough, yeah, you'll be pleased to know that I am going to see Borussia Dortmund, funnily enough, when am I seeing Borussia Dortmund? Oh, crikey. In 22 days' time, which is a good time for me to do a little announcement, actually. I say I'm seeing Borussia Dortmund. Don't get too excited, folks. I'm seeing Borussia Dortmund Legends because I have managed to procure tickets for Liverpool Legends versus Borussia Dortmund Legends. Now, those of you who have watched me for a bit will know that I've got my own Liverpool playlist and I've been to the Legends match. This will be the third one I've been to. And it's a really cool thing that the Liverpool Foundation do because they do a lot of sort of charitable works around the Merseyside area for disadvantaged children, people with disability afflictions, people who need a bit of extra support in their life, and it's a really, really good thing. You can get kids in for, I think it's £6 or something like that. It cost me and my brother, bearing in mind this is Anfield as well, I think it cost us £40 for 2 tickets, which I mean, for an afternoon's worth of entertainment, you can't really say better than that. But the really cool thing is Klopp's coming back for it, and apparently he's going to manage Dortmund in the first half and Liverpool in the second half, kind of thing. And Steven Gerrard's going to be there, and also Thiago Alcantara, speaking of Bundesliga, is going to be playing for the Liverpool Legends, which it's going to be awesome because I never got to see Thiago play at Anfield, unfortunately, but that's just super weird for me because, like, Thiago was playing for Liverpool about 2 years ago. I think that was, funny enough, it was about 2 years ago. He made his last appearance, 2.5 years ago. And it's just like, that's just mental, the fact that I'm going to be seeing Thiago for a Legends. And I saw him play football the other day, actually. He was doing some keepy uppies. And he's just brilliant. So I'm super looking forward to that. So, yes, I will actually be seeing, technically, I'll be seeing German football. In terms of the Dortmund team, I mean, I watched the mid-90s Dortmund team, so when they had like Lars Ricken, Karl-Heinz Riedler, um, Paul Lambert, I think, did Matthias Sammer play for Dortmund? I think back in the day. I think Matthias Sammer was the centre back for Dortmund, I believe. I can't remember the rest of the team now, but Dortmund had a class team back in the day. They were really, really, really good. Then they went through this rubbishy phase, and then obviously Klopp came, and then they won the 2 Bundesligas, and they had what a team that was as well. And they had Lewandowski, Shinji Kagawa, Marco Reus, all the people. So maybe Marco Reus might play. I think Goetze played for Dortmund, if I'm correct, as well. Yeah, so you never know. One or two of them might be playing as well. I'd really love to see Karl-Heinz Riedler because he's a really, really nice man. He was a wonderful, wonderful footballer. I really enjoyed him playing for Liverpool. He didn't play for us that much, but anyway, back to AEW, folks. Yeah, this is what happens on my channel. We just end up with one subject and end up talking about a load of others, which is cool. That is absolutely fine. Yeah, the Darby Allin match. So Dave Finlay made his debut. I don't know too much about Dave, but I know he's come from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he was in a stable with Clark Connors and a gay kid called the War Dogs. He looks decent as well, actually. That Shillelagh attack, if you've seen AEW, I'd encourage you to watch it. It was pretty cool that the way that Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy took those attacks. The next one was the Inspiration. So those of you who are WWE fans who haven't got a clue who the Inspiration are, they are the Iconics, if you can remember them. And they came out and they were, because I think they've been wrestling for AEW for about a month now, something like that. And they've got this random gimmick where they come in and just dance instead of wrestling. And it's like, well, what is that all about? Unfortunately, they decided to do this with the Brawling Birds, i.e. Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor. By the way, the Brawling Birds, I know, is not the most politically correct name in this country for female wrestlers. I think it's brilliant. I mean, I told my missus, because she's roughly the same age and we're both from the 90s, and I was like, right, as a woman, are you offended by this? And she went, go on then. And it was like Brawling Birds, and she literally went, that's brilliant. That is buzzing, lad. So I was like, so it's an okay name, because my missus doesn't do PC versus woke or anything like that. She's a straight shooter. She's just like, what's the problem with that? Bird, it's a name for a woman. I'm like, I'm not getting involved in that, love, but yeah, no, I really like the combo with Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor. Whoever's put them together, shout out, 'cause that's a really good combo. I'd like to see them get the tag team championships, but obviously they're with Willow and Harley Cameron. I think they're still the champions. Because they weren't on Dynamite. Neither was Tony Storm, actually. I'm assuming Tony's been given some time off. I haven't seen her for about a couple of weeks, I think. I'm not totally sure. Also, as well, if anyone does watch AEW, where the hell have the Hurt Business gone? As in Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP. They've just completely disappeared off the face of the earth. I mean, I don't know if they're done with AEW. It just seems to have been finished off very, very quickly. Very, very strange. Now then, we had Brody King. Yes, my man. He came out and he was cutting a promo, and then Prince Nana comes out, my fellow Ghanaian, distracts him, and basically Swerve Strickland comes in because Brody King had challenged Swerve the other week randomly. There was just no setup. He was like, "I'm going to beat Swerve Strickland's ass." It's like, okay, because why? Long story short, Swerve Strickland hung Brody King with a chain. In the middle of the ring and tied him to the ropes. Obviously not really, it goes without saying, but it did look very rough actually. Shout out to Brody for taking that, and again, as always, shout out to Brody King for representing this t-shirt, which we won't go into, but obviously you can see what my t-shirt says, and I make no apology for it whatsoever. Incidentally, by the way, I'm also, in terms of announcements, I'm going to the Ghana match against Wales. I'm trying to work out how to get tickets at the minute. I'm going to the Liverpool Legends match, and I'm also going to be getting tickets in, when is it, 2 weeks' time for AEW at Wembley Stadium for All In. And I've set myself a bit of a challenge. So I've got like a Reddit community, which basically is called, how to put this, it rhymes with duck mice. Basically, my aim is to build that community up and be getting 30 to 40,000 British people chanting "Duck Ice" so that it's heard worldwide in Wembley Stadium. We will see. I've got 5 months to try and build this community up, so if I can do, I will do. But if you just go on Geek Boy Meta on Reddit, I am somewhere on there basically, and I've got a few channels on there, and like communities. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome. But yeah, Duck Eyes. So yeah, Swerve and Brody King are going to be facing each other at Revolution, which I'm looking forward to because I like both of the lads. I think they're fantastic. I'm not going to boo Swerve Strickland ever because Swerve is just brilliant, simple as that. There was some nonsense with FTR. I don't know what's going on with them and Stokely Hathaway at the minute. I know they're building up to them and the Young Bucks Revolution, but it's just really, really weird at the minute. It's like, what are FTR doing? I mean, I think they beat up the Young Bucks' dad or something the other day, and like, I know this is a bit like an FTR equality, don't get me wrong, they are one of the best tag teams, if not the best tag team in the world, but these angles that they're in at the minute are just like, you know, one of these things when you're a wrestling fan and you're in a room full of people and you're watching wrestling with people who don't watch or don't like wrestling, and a cringe segment comes on and you've spent all night trying to convince people to watch pro wrestling. FTR are that at the minute, and like I said, I don't know if this is deliberate. I know they're meant to be heels, but they're not. They're not getting heel heat. They're just being quite annoying, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest. Mox beat, I can never pronounce his name, Hereshilo. I've got that completely wrong. Basically, the Mexican wrestler in the Don Callis stable. That was a really good match, actually. Proper enjoyed that. Mox won and is still the Continental Champion. And then Takeshita came out at the end and was pointing towards the Revolution banner, which I was kind of like, that's a bit on the nose for WrestleMania, isn't it? But yeah, obviously Revolution is what, a month before WrestleMania? Because WrestleMania is when is that? The 18th and 19th of April. Oh, actually, very cheap plug on that. So one or two of you who watch me know, I have been known on the odd occasions to enjoy a drink. On very odd occasions. Uh, I am going to see one. I'm not sure because I need to organise it with the lads, but I'm going to see one of the WrestleMania nights at a public house in Leeds and attempt to do a live stream afterwards and do shorts whilst I'm in a pub. I'm not totally sure if this is a very good idea or if it's a terrible idea or if it's an insanely good idea. But just to warn you all, I will probably not be as articulate after several glasses of wine and whiskey chasers than I am at this current moment. So that could be something to amuse yourselves with. My girl Tekla won again. She had a really good match actually with Thunder Rosa. Shout out to both women. That was proper. Tekla is, if you haven't seen Tekla, if you're just a WWE fan, tuning in, please watch Tekla. This woman is, for my money at the minute, I think she's the best. And this is a very big statement to make, but I stick my chest. What is that phrase? I stick my chest out for it. I put my chest out for it. My son was saying the other day. There's some phrase saying you do. Oh, you do it with your chest out, something like that. Anyway, so with chest fully out, Tekla is, for my money, the best professional wrestler in the world at the minute. Period, as the Americans would say. She is absolutely incredible. She's a pleasure to watch. She's an excellent heel. Her moveset, her cadence, the way she talks, her promos, how vicious she is in the ring, her finishes, the spider, what she does like spider walk, like kind of like Bray Wyatt did back in the day. Rest in peace, Bray. She is just a pleasure to watch and a wonderfully talented young woman, and I wish her all the best because she's going to be a star. And unfortunately for AEW, she's only headed one way, and I would be astonished if she's not in a certain other company in the next 2 to 3 years. I'd be very, very surprised if she's not, at least anyway. But yeah, she beat Thunder Rose. Shout out to Thunder as well. It's nice to see her back on Dynamite as well. I have been wondering why they haven't had more Thunder Rose run there. I mean, she's another one that Tony Khan's, I wouldn't say buried, but like not exactly helped in recent times, shall we say. So yeah, shout out to Thunder. It was a really good effort from her as well, but Tekla gets the victory. And then at the end, just very, very quickly, Hangman Adam Page and his stable, whose the stable name I can never remember, lost the Trios Championship to Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davies. Can I say shout out to Mark Davies? He's been one of the wrestlers of the year so far. If you've not seen Mark, he's a no frills, black trunks, black boots, not Stone Cold Steve Austin, but what you see is what you get. Powerhouse of a bloke. No science, not science, no technical wrestling, just a brute of a bloke. Smash mouth, believable. He's been fantastic this year. Shout out to Mark Davis. I'm so pleased for him. If you've not seen Mark Davis, please go and see him on AEW because he is brilliant. Really enjoyed his work. Shout out to him. And him and Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle Fletcher, even. He's another one. Where's Kyle O'Reilly gone to? I don't know. I just think sometimes AEW's just got far too many wrestlers, to be completely honest, but it is what it is. But yeah, they're now the Trios champions, and I think Kyle Fletcher and Okada are also they also have tag team champions as well. I'm sure they're double champions. I don't know, I might be getting that wrong, but basically MJF came out, caused a distraction, and basically team Don Callis basically win the trios. So I think they've got quite a few belts in the stable now. I mean, they were always going to do that with the Don Callis family. They will eventually just get like 7 or 8 belts in it. and then they'll go from there basically. So yeah, basically AEW wise, that is my review, folks. I usually like to give. Let me just move my computer. I usually like to give a grade, and I'm going to give AEW. Not that I need this, but I'll give it to them anyway. I'm going to give them an A. I thought it was an excellent show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And match of the night for me and performer of the night was Gabe Kidd against Darby Allin with Clark Connors and against Orange Cassidy. I thought Gabe Kidd was brilliant last night. Absolutely brilliant. So shout out to my fellow very violent Englishman. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. So shout out to Gabe Kidd. And well done to AEW for having an amazing show. I'm really looking forward to seeing AEW Revolution. Unfortunately for the fellow AEW stands who may be watching, a very quick one. As much as I would love to watch AEW Revolution, I will have to catch the replay on Monday because I looked into my horror. Unfortunately, it's on a Sunday night. And I checked the listings and it's not due to finish until I think there's something ludicrous like 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, and it's like I could watch it, but basically I won't say about my work obviously for obvious reasons, but I have to be in work 4/9, and I have to travel to Leeds City Centre, and you are talking that would give your boy about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours sleep. I already suffer from sleep apnea as it is. But yeah, I'm not doing that. Hey Elijah, you're right. Unacceptable that I have to keep asking, mate. Okay, thanks. Why do you look like a nun? I am a nun. Did you not know? I'll tell you what, I'll take a. There you go. I'm not a nun anymore. There you go. Geek Boy Nessa, job done. Although The Nun is a very good film, by the way, I'd highly recommend it. I've not seen the second one yet. Has anyone seen Nun 2? Is it any good? Because I've got it on Amazon Prime to watch. By the way, as a completely change of topic, folks, has anyone seen Scream 7? Don't spoil it for me, by the way, because I'm going to go and see it tomorrow, which reminds me I haven't actually told Mrs. Meta about that. Right, I'll have to work on that one. I'll have to buy some flowers or something. I might just say, hey, look over there and just run off. Yeah, I'm going to go and see Scream 7 tomorrow. Did you enjoy the Liverpool game? I did not, Elijah. I haven't sworn on this one, so I'll break the curse at the end. It was shite. It was bloody awful. And I'll be completely honest, Elijah, I at the moment have no intention of watching the Liverpool Wolves match live tomorrow. Like I said, I've been waiting to go and see Scream 7, and because of various things that I'm doing in the next 3 weeks, this tomorrow is literally the only chance I'm going to get in the next 3 weeks, by which point it might be out of cinema. So I know this makes me sound like a really, really bad fan, but I'm going to have to probably miss the Liverpool game tomorrow. Oh dear. I am actually due to do a live stream though, which that's interesting. Right. Leave that one with us, guys. I'm not totally sure what's going to happen with that. In fact, I'm not sure how tomorrow's going to work because I'm also meant to be going to the pub tomorrow night as well, although that's not been confirmed. Tomorrow's going to be a very weird day as well because I've got to go for a checkup at the hospital tomorrow as well for rubbishy sleep apnea and diabetes stuff. Diabetes, obviously, because I'm fat. Check that out. Yeah, it's good being fat. Yes, no, Elijah, to be honest, but like I said, it was dreadful. It was absolute garbage, and look, I said this when I was at the live stream. I like to consider myself quite a level-headed person. I've got a bit of a temper, as most people know. I can usually laugh things off and have a laugh with people. That, to use the young people phrase, triggered the out of me. Basically, I was incandescent with rage. Funnily enough, it's the best rated show that I've done for about, I don't know, like about 6 months or something. I think there was like 300 or 400 people who were watching me ranting and raving in the middle of Leeds. There was this poor fella that walked past. I think he thought I was shouting at him. I was going absolutely mental. Then there was a rat that ended up on the live stream as well. Yeah, it's all been going off this week, dude. It's just been one of those crazy, crazy, bizarre weeks. So yes, um, in fact, I probably could watch the Liverpool match in town if I'm going for drinks, and then watch Scream. Leave it with me. I'm not sure how tomorrow's going to work. We will wait and see. Yes, there we go. In the aftermath, Mark is taken to the hospital in Sydney. Thanks. Yeah. Yes, thank you for that, Elijah. I'm watching the Liverpool game tomorrow. Come on, Wolves. Yes, I'm sure everyone will be saying, come on, Wolves, Elijah. I know we're not very well liked, but do you know what? That's one of the reasons I actually like being a Liverpool fan. Just a few sometimes when we win, because people are just like really not happy when Liverpool win things, which we've done. We've won a shitload of things in the last 6 or 7 years. So to all those who don't like Liverpool, basically. Yes. Anyway, folks, before I end up like having an aneurysm over Liverpool, just in terms of what I've got coming up as I wrap this up, because yet again it is 11:45 and I'm not in bed yet. I will get back into the comments in a minute. Spare me a second. Let me just do the sales pitch. In terms of what I've got coming up, so yeah, like I said, tomorrow I have. I don't know if I've scheduled Liverpool live stream. I'll have a look after this. Actually, I will probably be on at some point talking about it basically tomorrow. If not, I tell you what I might do. I might just do a big wrap up on Sunday afternoon because we're not doing anything as a family on Sunday. I don't think so. I might be allowed to go upstairs and given a permission slip by my beloved to just go upstairs and chat shit about Liverpool for like 3 or 4 hours. So if I don't do it tomorrow, I will be on Sunday talking about Liverpool basically. So yes, tomorrow is Friday, which yes, it's Toy Shorts Friday as it usually is on the channel. There's some cool things that I've taken pictures of and done shorts on recently, including some secret Marvel things which you might be interested in. Also, it features a very small Ewok from Star Wars, which might give you a clue as to what I'm talking about. Yob nub. There you go. There's a little spoiler for you. For Saturday, I will be doing the late night SmackDown show, which I should have watched. Yeah, because I'm in with my lad on Saturday, and I think he's already just like, Dad, it's like, yes, son. Can we just stay in and watch SmackDown movies and eat popcorn after the week I've just had? Oh, yes, son. We more than can do that. Daddy will be very happy to sit on his arse eating popcorn and watching SmackDown. That'll do me just fine. So yes, I'll be doing the late night SmackDown show probably about 11 o'clock or 11:30 or whenever I can get Mrs. Meta to leave the living room premises, basically. Sunday, like I said, I might come back on to do a Liverpool wrap up if I don't get to do anything tomorrow because I'm not sure how tomorrow's going to work. Monday, am I doing it for Monday? I don't think so. Tuesday is going to be interesting because, again, for the second week on the bounce, I usually do Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw next week is going to have to be moved to Wednesday again, which actually works out quite well, funnily enough, because the Mighty Reds are playing Galatasaray. And yet again, I've ended up in this weird situation where I'm trying to go to the gym at the minute, and it always works out that I go on Tuesday, which always ends up being the day that I'm meant to review Monday Night Raw, so I'm not totally sure what's going to happen with that. So I will probably do a live stream again about Liverpool, and again, hilariously, it might be in town, and given the way we're playing, I will no doubt be highly amusing the locals by going mental in the Mandela Gardens in the middle of Leeds, basically. Yes, that'll be Tuesday for the Liverpool game. In fact, are we playing Tuesday? I'm sure it's Tuesday we're playing Gala. Wednesday, so yeah, Wednesday this week will be Monday Night Raw reaction show, and then again this time next week it will be AEW Dynamite. Have I got? Oh yes, next Friday, so not this Friday, but the Friday coming up. Those of you who've watched me for a while will know that I'm in the music business. Well, I'm not really at all, actually. That's completely not a lie. No, I do a slight Not a paid promotion, by the way. I'm just putting this out for the YouTube people in case they're watching. I do not do paid promotions. I am literally just filming my mate's gig for him. Basically, one of my very good friends, if you want to check him out as well, a short dark stranger, who is Ash Tords on YouTube, and he's also Ash Tords on Instagram. I think he's on Facebook as well, but if you type in hard light, so that's hard and then light basically, it's called A Night of Dark Electronica, and it's something that my very talented friend, Mr. Cabaret Chris, does. Shout out to Chris, I love you, mate. Where basically he gets some local bands, some like international bands sometimes, some other places in the UK bands. That's not grammatically correct, is it? You know what I mean. Anyway, and basically he does like a full gig basically. It's really really good. That's going to be at the if you are in Leeds, I would encourage you to go, but also watch my live stream. That's going to be at the Fox and Newt pub in Leeds. If you do know Leeds, that's on well, actually, if you don't know Leeds, basically, if you go to an area called Park Lane, so as you come out of the city centre, basically you're going towards sort of the Hyde Park area. There's an area called Park Lane, which has Park Lane College. And basically, if you go across the road, that's where the Fox and New is. I'm not sure about the gig details because the promoter, who needs to come for a beer with his mate and tell his mate what he's saying on YouTube, by the way. So if you are watching A Short Dark Stranger, give me a call. I'll probably do a promo for it next week or something. A promo, bloody hell, do I think I am Stone Cold? I'll do a YouTube short for it basically, but it's a really good night. There's some really good acts. I'm like I said, I'm a straight shooter, like you guys know. If I thought it was crap, I would just not do it. But he's had some really really cool acts on. So yeah, I'd encourage you to. If you can't get to the Fox and New, I think doors open at 7, I think. Again, I will find this out from the promoter, so if you could give me a call, that would be useful. It's all on Instagram basically. So if you type in Ash Tords, type in Hard Light, a Night of Dark Electronica, all the details are on there. I might be doing my mate a disservice, but I think the doors are in advance. If you buy the tickets in advance, I think it's £6. And I think on the doors it's either 8 or 10, something along those lines. But it's a really good night. Decent beer as well. You get a decent glass. If you're a wine drinker, they do really good, nice bottles of wine there as well. So I encourage you to get some wine. And yeah, it's going to be a really good night. Anyway, long story short, I will be filming that next week. So it will be live from 8 till 11. And basically, it's a pretty cool gig, folks, because when all these people are performing, what you don't see is me behind the camera being handed copious amounts of red wine just for holding the camera. In fact, I've got a camera stand. I don't even need to hold it. I just need to like pivot it occasionally when one of the acts just walks across the stage. Pretty cool gig actually. Now, if I could do that for a job, wine drinking mobile phone mover who just has to move his fingers like that would be awesome. But sadly, I don't think jobs like that exist, unfortunately. So, but yes, that will be on the channel 8 while 11 next week, and then I'll do a wrap up at the end and talk to you guys outside of the boozer, basically. And then what else have we got on the weekend? So not this weekend, but the weekend after, we'd be playing Tottenham on the Sunday, I want to say. There's probably a chance I'll be out for that as well with the lads. If lads who these are like separate lads that I know, by the way. Lads, again, give us a call. What are we doing? Yes, I'll be doing a live stream for that, and then on that Sunday it's AEW Revolution, which I can't see, as I say, because I've got to go to work the next day, which is rubbish. And also while I'm doing announcements, like I said, 3 things. I've got Liverpool Borussia Dortmund coming up in 3.5 weeks. That should be really cool. Looking forward to that. I'm buying my AEW Wembley tickets in, when did I say? 3 weeks' time. I think they go on pre-sale on the 16th. So, do you know, I don't even know what day it is today. Is it the 5th today? 5th, yeah, they go on. So it's pre-sale on the 16th, and then they go on general sale on the 20th. So they'll be on sale in about 2.5 weeks, something like that. So yes, I will be at Wembley Stadium for All In on August the 30th. It goes without saying, there will be vlogs and shorts as per usual, and I will be doing live reactions and live videos before and after, blah 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 blah. And all of this is on the wrestling playlist, which is Geek Boy Does Wrestling, or on podcast it's Geek Boy A Wrestling Story, basically. But most of you guys will know that anyway, so sorry for repeating myself. Was there one more thing I mentioned about Liverpool? Oh, yes, tonight. I'll just repeat myself again, just very quickly before I head off, guys. So I had the news tonight that my country of Ghana are coming back to Great Britain again. So we're not playing in England this time, though. We are playing in Wales, in Cardiff, which logistically seems I live in Yorkshire isn't as ideal as when they played in London, sadly, but I will definitely be going there. There's no way I'm missing like my own country play football like round the corner in Wales, so I would definitely be going. That's on June the 2nd. Not got tickets for that yet, partly due to the fact that they haven't actually been released or printed, which is a bit of a problem. But I've been looking at hotels. If anyone knows the Cardiff area, give us a shout, by the way, on recommendations. If you can do, that'd be awesome. I think we're probably going to stay at Cardiff Central, like a Premier Inn, because I think their Premier Inn in Cardiff Central, it's allegedly it's about a 20-minute walk from the ground or something like that. So yes, I will be in Wales in the summer, so lots of cool stuff to look forward to. However, your boy's getting very tired and I need to go to sleep, basically, because I've been on yet again for an hour and a half. But it's been fun. It's been emotional, as Vinnie Jones once said. Let me have a look. Oh, Elijah. How you doing, Elijah? Again. None of your business, mate. Circular. Hey, Jay Celtic, how you doing? You're all right. Yes, how are you doing, mate? Yes, squeaky bum time for your boys at the moment, isn't it? What's going on in that title race, by the way? Did Celtic won the other day, didn't they? Because I couldn't believe my eyes the other day, because I'd heard that Motherwell were doing well, but I didn't realise they were just behind Celtic. So there's like 4 teams that are going for the title at the minute. Yeah, no, it's I'm sure you won't agree with this at all, mate, but like I haven't seen a title race in Scotland with more than Celtic and Rangers. I think when I was really young, I might have this wrong, you could tell me, but I want to say there was a 3-way tie between Aberdeen, Celtic and Rangers for a period, maybe in 89, 90, something along them lines. But there we go. I can share it if you could save money. Yes, no, I would prefer that you did not share it, Elijah. Thank you, but thank you for the offer. Yes, yeah, Scottish title race. It's pretty impressive at the minute. Like I said, I'm sure you won't agree with that at all, but yeah, no, it's been quite entertaining though. So. Right, folks. I'm afraid that is your boy done, because I don't know if you can tell from my eyes, but they are literally like on the verge of shutting. Good old sleep apnea. Shout out to anyone who suffers from sleep apnea. It isn't, I will swear again, it's a bit of a bastard, isn't it? Yes, so thanks everyone for watching. It's been really cool hanging out with all of you as usual. Please like and subscribe and all that business. And yes, I will let you guys know about tomorrow, but like I said, I'm not sure how tomorrow's going to work. Tomorrow is going to be a bit of a day. That is going to start in about 6 hours' time. Hence why I'm going to bed now. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, as a certain member in Scream 7 would say. Definitely don't spoil that for me. Right, guys, cool, nice one. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you either tomorrow or on Saturday night. Have a fantastic weekend. Love you all, and take care. Bye-bye.